Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much. My name is Lisa Williams. This is Let's Talk About It with Lisa podcast. Thank you so much for joining. If I have people that is joining me, please share like. I'm just going to give a couple of minutes. I have a guest on. I'm just going to go over my guest information and then we're going to bring him on with us. Okay. So his name is Eric Donalson. He owns his own Donalson Insurance Group. So tonight, guys, ladies, we're going to talk about something that is so important next to credit: insurance. So I'm going to let you go over his credentials since I was having technical difficulties tonight. So let's bring him on, Mr. Eric Donalson.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Donalson. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. I was just letting everybody know that we're talking about on this Let's Talk About It podcast. We're talking about a couple of real important things in life, and that is insurance. Very important. So what I'm going to do, because we were having a little technical difficulties earlier, so I don't have my laptop. So you have a bio, you have a impressive resume, because I'm a insurance as well. So I have a lot of questions. So what we're going to do, I want you, Mr. And I'm going to break the ice, because if I call you, I'm going to stick to Mr. Donalson. And I'm going to be real quick. I was married into Donalson. So that you know, and so that's kind of, and then the name was Eric, so it's kind of like, oh, okay. Hey, Eric, so I'm just going to stick to Mr. Donalson. So let's give me your background, your bio. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, I started out kind of young. I joined the Navy right out of high school. I served 20 years active service. After I got out of the Navy, I really kind of was a little bit lost in what to do, trying to get back into civilian life and everything. I worked a couple of jobs doing things similar to my military career, and just wasn't happy. I was making money, but just wasn't happy at doing it.
Okay.
Got introduced to the insurance industry kind of by an email. Answered the email, started out with Aflac, worked with Aflac for about probably about 6 months, and just wasn't really happy in doing that. Mm-hmm. So I kind of bounced around, met a guy who showed me how to go independent.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he showed me how to get with different brokers who were attached to insurance companies and hold the business of my own. Mm-hmm. without having a whole lot of the paperwork and stuff like that businesses have to do. So I'm able to get tax benefits and have ownership of the business. And the only thing that I have to do is just make sure I'm in compliance with the Department of Insurance for Texas. And then the carriers that I work for, they take care of everything else for the most part. So,
okay.
So I've been doing that since, I actually got licensed in 2015. I've been working independent full time since about June. So yeah, I was working for a call center. I was doing work for Progressive, and I always wanted to go independent. I always wanted to have my own thing, but just was too afraid to step out and take the time to do it. And finally, I ended up having to leave. I had health issues stemming from the Navy that just caused me to have to leave. Wow. So I've been working. Working independent ever since. I just took that as the Lord's way of saying, "Hey, you've been praying."
Reevaluate so you can
Yeah,
evolve different
yeah.
ways. So what were you doing in the call center?
I was actually doing auto, home, and we did some special lines insurance.
Okay.
Uh, so basically, the only thing that we were doing on my end was just taking the applications and setting up the policies. That's about it over the phone. Somebody will call in, you take the call, sell the policy, or
Oh, so you
yeah,
were actually selling.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I
Okay.
have both life and health, and I have property and casualty.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Are
Yeah,
you licensed? We'll
I
talk
am
about,
nice.
yeah, you are, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I do want to tell, I can't see, I'm on my phone tonight, so it's gonna be
Okay.
real. Let me try to put my chat in, but put my phone number across the screen so if they have any comments, I can see it, or put them on the screen, Breezy, so I can see them. But so you were at Progressive, where you were in the military, you
Yeah.
got out of the military, you went into insurance, didn't know what you wanted to do, start working for a couple of insurance, all doing sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then that's not really what you know, and then you kind of stepped out on faith.
Yeah, I kind of tried to do a couple of jobs, related to what I was doing in the military. And I found out that I was just tired of doing that type of work. I was working in
Oh,
aviation in the military, and I had just gotten tired of doing it after so long. So I was looking for something else to do. I didn't want to not work. I was always wanted to keep busy. So
yeah.
total retirement at 38 was just not something that I was looking forward to.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. They're saying hello, Dwayne. So,
Okay.
if I'm in a lot of, like, one of my Facebook friends reached out to me and she said, "Oh, I called Leonard. I mean, see, I'm calling you the other dumb. I'm called Mr. Donaldson," and I'm like, "On a Sunday?" And she was like, "Yes, he answered all my questions, but she was asking about it wasn't life, was it?"
Uh, no, she was looking for. And matter of fact, I remember the call.
Uh
She was looking for homeowners, but she was looking for it in Louisiana. And so,
huh.
unfortunately, because I left Progressive, I left all the other licenses except for Texas.
That's a
And
big
so, of
step.
course, in order to get those other licenses, I have to make sure that I have to pay the line of business to have a line of business and all of that. And so for me now, those things are now have become a business decision. Am I gonna, is it going to be favorable to me business wise to try to keep those other state licenses? And so for right now, it's just not a good business decision for me to go to and try to regain my other states.
Right. And that's what I try to tell Mr. Donaldson. I try to tell a lot of people, because when I tell people I'm a licensed adjuster for State Farm,
Mm-hmm.
they all over the place. Well, can you give me life? Can you give me a quote? Can you sell me insurance? No, I'm an adjuster. So a lot of people don't know the difference between
Right.
an agent, and you are an agent, a licensed
Yes. Yes, I'm an
agent.
agent. I can actually sell the policies.
Listen, guys, he can sell you the policy. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Donaldson.
I can sell the policies. What I would do is I get the information from the client. I would take their information in order to do a quote. I quote the applicant if they want to go through with it. Let's say we're doing life
Yes.
insurance. If they want to go through with it, I go ahead. We make an appointment to do the application. I do the
Okay.
application. It goes through.
Uh-huh.
The carrier will send me an email back once they get approval. They'll ask me. The carrier also asks me, okay, so what do they want to do now? I get in touch with the client, say, hey, here's what the rate we're looking at. Do you want to do it? They do it. We do the application. Once the application is submitted and the carrier they'll issue the policy. Normally, I would have them issue the policy to me first, so I can go through, make sure everything is there, and add in a welcome letter from my agency. And then from there, I try to meet with the client again to physically issue the policy to them, let them know, hey, here's what's in this. Here's what's in your packet and everything. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'll talk to the carrier, if you have any changes or anything that you need to do. And so that's pretty much, how it's done, how I do it across the board. Even with my property and casualty clients, I pretty much try to handle stuff the same way.
Okay, so in that process, you guys go over the amount of insurance. Do you have to take like life insurance? Do you take a test of a test?
Yes.
Before
life and health.
I know I did.
Yeah, you'll do. The way I did mine, I did life and health together. Mm-hmm. So I did a training through license coach was the name of it. It was an online course, and it's very easy because it's self-paced. Everything they give you, the learning material, everything is in chapters, just like in a book, and you go through each chapter till you finish it. The way licensed coach works is once you're done with everything, you can choose to hold off and study for as long as you need to study for, and then schedule to take your state exam. You take the exam through the state, and you find out your results right there. You have to score a 70 or above to pass.
And those exams are woo. I have license in all 50 states. I'm licensed, right?
Yeah.
That was some work.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
It took me about 3 to 4 months after I finished all of the going through the actual lessons and everything. Then it took me about another 3 to 4 months to just study everything and see where I could get a good grasp on everything in order to take the state exam.
Yes.
Because you don't want and that's the thing is with the state exam, I don't know how it is for every other state. I know Texas, if you fail the first time, you pay every time you take
Texas, don't mess with Texas. And we have the strict laws, strict rules, and so Texas is pretty much the hardest state. They say California, Texas, but let's talk about life.
I think California is most expensive for renewing your license.
Renewing.
It's got to be between California and I can't remember the other state that I was trying to do. I think
Not
Georgia.
New York. Not New York.
I can't remember what New York was because, like I said, Progressive was doing all of that for me. I didn't have to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't do any of it either.
And what was good is they brought my life and health over. Now, I didn't do life and health with them, but all that stuff as far as my CEs and everything carried over for me. So I could do CEs if I wanted to do CEs for my life and health, I could do CEs for my life and health and it transferred over to property and casualty. I could do any as long as I hit 24 hours, then I was good.
Okay, well that works out for you, and then your business. So the life. So anybody that's interested in insurance, now he's gonna Mr. Donalson, tell him again what kind of insurance and how to contact you. We're gonna go throughout the broadcast, so they will see.
Let's see. Well, I provide all types of products now. I provide life, health, auto, home. I have ancillary products such as dental, hearing, and vision. I can do those on if you just want a dental plan, you're maybe leaving a job, you're carrying over a plan. I can do those. I don't do Medicare. I'm not doing Medicare this year. But I do travel insurance. If you're traveling domestically or internationally on a cruise, I do travel. I do pet insurance. If you have a dog or a cat, I do pet insurance, and those have become very valuable policies uh, to have. Not many people really, think about it until you have a sick pet that has to go to the vet.
Exactly. Been there, done that. Been
Yeah.
there, done that. It's really expensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are good. So, someone's asking, we had someone ask, what kind of insurance is it that you borrow from?
That would be whole life.
Whole life?
You can borrow from whole life policies. You can borrow from universal life policies. I have an index universal life policy for myself, and when I left Progressive, I borrowed from that policy in order to supplement my income to pay off a few bills that I had.
Okay.
So that I didn't go, so I wasn't worried about losing the paycheck so much.
Oh.
Yeah. Now the thing with that is that you got to remember that you're borrowing the money. So if you don't pay that money back before you pass away, then what they do is they take that amount of money and they take it from your face value. So let's say you have $100,000 policy and you borrow $2,000 from it, okay? And you pass away without paying the money back. Well, that $2,000 comes off of your $100,000 face value.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So that's how that works.
Now,
And Mr. Donaldson, why they're asking why don't you do Medicaid plan?
I see that question. The reason why I don't why I'm not doing Medicare this time around is it just got to be too much because you have to be certified with so many different things to do Medicare, plus doing my CEs for regular stuff, plus getting my license renewed. I was going through way too much, and for me, I just had to take a break and say I'm not going to do Medicare. Maybe I might pick it up next year. I might pick it up the year after. I'm not sure. It just depends. There's a lot of requirements and stuff that they do to for you to be certified to do Medicare.
Oh, okay, they're saying that's a whole nother test.
It is. Yep. Yeah, that's a whole different animal. It's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
A lot of stuff. So, do you have any people working for you, Mr. Donaldson?
I have right now I have one other employee that I just took on. And she's kind of doing some admin stuff for me. We're still in the beginning stages, so not quite salary. We kind of do where
intern.
Yeah, because she sends out a lot of my mail pieces, so we kind of been working out pay scale with working with that because I'm still in the beginning stages of getting commissions and things like that.
Yeah. I understand the beginning stage. I'm still you gotta put it in. So that's okay. So what do you hire? Like, will you be hiring any agents with you? What is your your goal as far as the next 2 years?
I'm planning within the next 2 to 3 years. I actually want to be at the stage where I'm able to hire on a couple more agents, and then see where it goes. From there. We're looking at April or May doing in-person seminars. I did a while back. I did a Facebook Live where I was doing Friday information. On Fridays, I would kind of do a brief, of kind of like what I'm doing now, except it would just be a live with just me.
A live, yeah.
And I would kind of give information out there about different types of insurance and everything. And so what I decided to do was I said, well, you know what? There's a way I can do this. And so April or May, we're looking at holding the first seminar.
Okay.
I already have a location at the Polk Wisdom Library, but I don't have a time or anything yet. We're still kind of working that out as far as a time and an exact date. But that's something we're looking at for April or May.
Okay, well, keep
So
me posted on that so I can check that out.
there'll be posts coming out all over Facebook.
Okay.
And Facebook is mainly my go-to.
Me too.
I don't use Instagram as much, but Facebook, I found out that friends of mine have friends that are not on my friends list, so I'm able to get a hold of everybody. You know.
Yeah, I open up, but it's kind you gotta, so that's networking, and that's how we doing it now. And so, and I got someone, Stephanie is asking if you're still alive paying it back, do you have to pay extra on top of your premiums?
No, normally if you're paying the loan back, normally it's going to be interest free. It depends on your carrier and how they work. What I would do is ask about that. You know, say, hey, if I borrow money, what are the what are ramifications of paying it back? Because like I said, normally there's no interest. You just pay that the money that you borrowed back onto the policy.
And someone's you got that? I think that answers it.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. The reason why I branched out on my own is because I got tired of being on somebody else's time clock. That's the shortcut. I got tired of working for somebody else. I got tired of having to put in for vacation, having to ask for a day off. You know, with this, if I want to take, a couple of hours to go do something, if I need to do something with my girlfriend, I don't have a problem. There's no issues. I don't have to ask for vacation time. I don't have to ask for time off if somebody passes away. It all belongs to me. My time is my time, and I can work my schedule around clients and all of that. So that's why. For me, it wasn't really expensive for me because I had already had, I got the information. So then it was just a matter of finding out, okay, which brokers do I want to do? Now I do pay for my life and health. I don't pay that broker. I didn't have to worry about any fees from them. My property and casualty was different. I paid them about $90 a month in order to have access to all of their company, all of their carriers and their platform and all of that.
Wow, that's good.
So I was able to set up a business phone line through my cell phone for like $20 a month, and they do everything. I have phone calls that can come through my phone. I'm able to make phone calls through my computer. I can take text messages that'll come straight to my computer or my cell phone.
And what is that? What is that again? Tell them again. You have business phone?
I have a business phone that's set up through my cell phone for like $20 an hour. I set it up through something called GBPN.
Oh, okay, because I love it. When I call you, that's real cool.
Yeah, and the thing is that when you called me earlier, I was in the gym. So it goes to my cell phone. I can have my headset in. It'll break into my music just like a regular phone call. I can make business calls from my cell phone if I want. I can text back and forth if I need to. Everything also comes to my computer, so I have a record of everything. For when I get ready to go do taxes, they send me a statement. I can pull all my statements, and it's like $20 a month.
That's good. You on it, because I was like, it was very professional. So it wasn't that expensive at all. So it's not really, great. So what if someone like me, because like not even me, I'm trying to do a business decision, and I'm trying to, do something with my licenses
Mhm.
somewhere else.
Okay.
So, I might want to sell. I'm a seller because I'm a talker. So we might
Yeah.
have to get together. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to you and
Yeah.
you
For
be my
you,
mentor on
since you're
that.
already, yeah, since you're already with State Farm and you've already got your adjuster's license,
Uh-huh.
because you're already kind of familiar with the way the training and stuff goes.
Oh
So
yeah.
for like I said, for life and health, I did license coach, which is totally online. It's totally online training with the exception of having to go take your state exam. Um, my property and casualty, I went through AD Banker to do their training. And you just go to the website, you choose what you want to do. The AD Bank, I don't know how much it is because Progressive picked up all of those.
Yeah,
Yeah, they picked up all that because they had just signed with Progressive, so they were trying to get people. The call center was trying to get people to stay on, so they
yeah.
paid for everything.
Right.
The license coach was $100 because I was working through Aflac. They paid 50 of it, so I only ended up paying $50 of the license coach. That was in 2015. So
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know how much that I don't know how much that would be today.
Okay, well someone said if someone okay, what is the minimum okay, say I want to get a life insurance policy. I want
Mhm.
$100,000.
Okay.
What do I need to do to get me $100,000 life insurance policy on me and my son?
Okay. Now, are you looking to have both you and your son insured, or are you looking to have something on you where you're insured and you're leaving the benefit to your son?
Both. We leave each other. Well, we don't really have to leave each other nothing. We just pay for everything.
Okay. I would do. How old is your son?
41, and that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. So I would do a regular life policy on him. And
Uh-huh.
him and whoever he wanted to leave as beneficiary, I could leave his benefit. We could put you on as his beneficiary, so that if he passes, you would get the benefit, and I could do one on you with him as a beneficiary. We would just do two separate policies.
Okay.
You
So
want
if
to do it that
anybody
way?
wanted to do a life insurance, we're talking about. I got someone on here. Miss Mixon, we're talking about insurance. We have Mr. Donalson on. He owns his own Donalson Insurance Agency. He sells life insurance. We're live now, but you can always go back and replay. He has, go ahead and tell them about again, kind of recap of what kind of policies
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah. Once again, I do life, I do health, I do auto, home, I do renters. I have travel, I have pet, I have oh man, there's so many. See, travel, health.
That's, I
Event.
mean,
I do
yeah.
one of the brand new. I do event insurance. So if you're having a wedding, if you're doing a charity event, I just signed up someone who will be having a charity event in April, insuring her event because she's going to be in a museum or a gallery, and she wanted the gallery wanted her to have insurance in case any of their pieces get messed up. I
Oh,
do that, so I do that
I
as
never
well.
think of that, but you do need insurance, Mr. Donaldson. You do.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought of event insurance outside of doing weddings, and then I got attached to the carrier that I work with. I was like, oh wow, there's all different types of things you
All
can do.
types
Yeah.
events. Do you cover high risk people in health when you sell life insurance? I'm
Well,
sorry.
I do like I have guaranteed issue policies. I do have where I can do. I'm appointed with not Globe Life, with Gerber Life, who does um guaranteed issue. Now, the one thing with guaranteed issue policies that you need to remember is that um the policies are set because they're guaranteeing issue on the policy. It means there's no health questions. There's nothing like that. It's just a straight information form that they take. Keep in mind that it's going to be 2 years
before
you're able. Let's say if the person that's insured passes away within a 2-year period of the policy being issued, then you're not going to get that full face value of the policy. Let's say you have a $25,000 policy, you won't get that full $25,000. What they're going to do is they're going to give you back all the premiums you paid in up to that point that the person passed away, plus you get interest. Usually what they'll do is they'll pay you anywhere between 7 and 10% on top of, the premiums that they pay back.
Oh, okay. And that's fair. I mean, interesting. Now, Mr. Gillespie, how long do you have? You have an insurance. You see that? Pays out?
If you do a whole life policy, it's until you die. Okay? It's the same thing if you have a term life policy. And I'll go through a little bit about the differences.
Yeah.
Basically life insurance is until you pass away. And then it pays out. So you have term life and you have whole life. Term life policy is exactly what it means. Term. Exactly what it says. Term. That means that, let's say they usually do a 10, 20, 30-year terms. There are some that will go 25, 15. It just depends on the carrier. But let's say you take out a 10-year term policy. At the end of that 10 years, what's going to happen is the carrier is going to send you a letter that asks if you want to sign up for another term. Keep in mind that when you do that, you're going to be 10 years older. So the price is going to be a little higher than what it was at the beginning. And they'll ask you, do you want to go with another term policy? Or most carriers nowadays will give you the option of actually converting that term policy to a whole life policy. So if you take out a term life as a young person, then it may be of an advantage to you to convert it to a whole life, based on your financial, situation.
So the term life. Okay, give me the difference between the.
Okay, term is for a certain amount of years, a term of life. Okay, so let's say you do a 10, that'll cover you for 10 years. At the end of that 10 years, the insurance company will ask you what you want to do. Do you want to sign up for another term policy, and how many years do you want? Or they'll ask, in today's world, most of them will ask you if you want to go ahead and convert it to a whole life policy, and they'll base that on your age. Okay. Whole life is exactly what it says. Whole. It'll carry you for your whole life, no matter what age, up until you pass. You don't have to re-sign. You don't have to go through any more medical exams. The policy is done and inset. Once you pass, your beneficiary, calls the insurance company to put in for the claim.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple so much. I know we had, and we're going to, someone had asked about, did you need a exam? And you said.
Medical exam? Depending on your age, most carriers will do a paramed, which what they'll do is they'll call you up. Once they receive the application, they'll call you. They'll ask you, hey, we need to, you to set up an appointment for a paramed. They will send a nurse practitioner out to you.
Right.
Normally, they will check height, weight, blood pressure, things like that. Just, the same things you would get checked in a nurse practitioner's office. Some of them, like I said, based on age, some of them will pull blood. Some of them will do a urine sample. It just depends on that carrier.
Sorry.
Normally, I go over that with my client because I will look at whatever carrier we're looking at to do the application with, and I can find out what the underwriting criteria will be. And so usually I let them know, hey, here's what they're going to do on your paramed. Here's because it goes by age on what they're going to do.
Okay. 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 So did that answer, Sharon? I thought you did. My friend, classmate was saying she took a.
Oh, I wish I had that back when I was, because going through that thing would act like they didn't it was all, it was, I like the fact of it being online because I got in self-paced. I like that. But the whole study thing was like, I'm not ready to do this.
I was gonna ask you because I got insurance through these people, but Kalada is asking, are you associated with
Primerica? No, I'm not associated with Primerica at all.
Primerica.
I went
Is
to
that
one of their seminars a while back ago. I've spoken to a few people who either are or were with Primerica.
it ain't it.
I'm not going.
I
don't
will.
want to disparage any other company or anything like that. But it wasn't for me. After going to the seminar, it wasn't for me.
Kind of shady a little bit, but my dad do it.
It was,
it's kind of aggressive, yeah. And then because my dad had did it, I did it when I bought the first house, and they came out and did the but it wasn't. It was just anyway, yeah. But no, he's not. No way, shape, or form. He has his own mind. This Eric Donalson has his own insurance. He's not affiliated with them. Do y'all have any more questions for him? Because he's on here. He's ready to write up at least 4 or 5 policies tomorrow.
The good thing. I'm sorry, Lisa. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
The good thing and the thing that I like is that I'm totally independent. The carriers that I produce for and I write for, I get paid commission from my brokers. So I get paid their commission from them. But I have total control over my business. I'm not tied to any. I'm not captured for any sort of time period. I'm not tied to any quotas that I have to meet. The only time that they even call is if they say, "Hey, Eric, we need you. There's a new thing coming. There's a new thing coming out. Here's this." Usually I'll get an email with a training that's coming up or a seminar that's coming up that I can meet, that I can go to, that I'm not required to, but if I have the time, I usually go. Things like that.
Oh wow! I mean, that's staying busy. Did you see Miss?
I'm looking at that question right now. So when you convert the term to whole life policy, do you have? No, you don't. If you're going from a term policy into a whole life policy and you're converting, you don't have to wait that 2 years. Now, what I would do, and what most carriers will do, most carriers will get with you about making sure that that's, the best option for you is to convert. And then they'll go through with all of their criteria and everything that's going to be involved in converting. But normally, once you convert a term to a whole, you don't have to. The only time you need to wait 2 years is if you do a guaranteed issue policy. Guaranteed issue policies are considered whole life policies.
Is that a little more expensive? So what is the guarantee?
Now, guaranteed issue based on your age could be a little bit more expensive. Whole life policies are normally more expensive than term life policies. That's why sometimes based on, and I go through everything with my client to find out what's best for them. But what I will usually do based on their income level, and if they're, if it's looking, okay, well, you're medium, whatever, then I'll say, well, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and go with a term life. And I'll follow up with you, every couple of years to find out where we are. And if you're ready to switch over, or if we just wait till that term is over. And then if you want to convert, we look at converting. Or if you want to stay with another term, we stay with another term.
Okay. I remember. She said, isn't it like the pyramids?
Now she's talking about, now I hate to bring it up, but one of our previous questions, about Primerica.
Yeah.
The the seminar that I went to did kind of sound like that. I'm not again. I'm not trying to disparage any different company or anything like that. I don't like to go get into that.
That's
But
what it is, because my father.
but if you're looking at going and getting into insurance, be careful and do your homework.
Research.
About doing it, because once you do have your license, then you're going to get all kinds of emails and things having you come out to seminars and wanting you to do sign up things and all of this. So you just have to do your homework, and if it sounds too good to be true, most of the time it is.
It is. Yeah.
And insurance in itself is not for the faint of heart business. It's I told somebody the other day, I'm like, it's dog eat dog out there.
Oh yeah, it's dog eat dog, and a lot of people are afraid of it. When you hear insurance, they don't really want to talk about it because
everybody's up on everybody's up on the auto home stuff, but when they talk about life insurance, they don't want to talk about it. I try to tell people, look, it's an important conversation to have. Eventually, you're going to have this conversation.
Eventually.
And it's better to have it early. The conversation about insurance, trust, wills. I have a contact that does wills. I don't do wills, but I have a contact. I made sure that I try to contact people in other areas that are kind of connected with me, so that we can network. And hey, if I have a client who's looking for this, because I always suggest somebody, once you get the life insurance policy, think about doing a will to show how you want that money directed.
Right. And a lot of us, we don't do the wills off. We'll do a little piece of paper and say that's, this is what this is. But if you have, especially when you have siblings, like my son is the only child, it shouldn't be no issue. But you should have wills. And Kalata, I was just going to touch on this, but she said pre-needs. That's what we had. My mother and everything.
Now I do have a pre-need contact. I haven't gotten into pre-need just yet. I'm working on trying to add that into my portfolio. But I have a very good contact who serves with me as a deacon in my church. I trust him. I once had a policy with him when I first came back to Dallas. So I really trust him. I will, and I'll give my contact information. If she contacts me, I can pass along his contact information to her if she's looking for a pre-need policy.
Okay, Kalata, if you're looking for a pre-need, you can definitely contact Mr. Eric Donalson. He'll give you that information of his church member.
And I'll give my information out here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, what information? So information what you got for me, Mr. Donaldson? What you got for me before?
Okay, so you can call or text 214-326-0073, and you can call or text that number. Text messages come to my computer as well, so I'm able to pull them up big and text you right back from my computer. My email address is going to be Eric, that's ERIC .Donalson, and my last name is spelled DONALSON @outlook.com.
And I'm going to have that on my page. And if y'all have any other questions, feel free to reach out. He's there. Like he said.
And I'm on Facebook. So even if you want to send me a messenger, just message us. You can message it. Search for Eric Donalson. Make sure there's no second D, and you'll have me. And you can even message me through. I have people message me through Messenger sometimes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I will say that quotes can take a little bit, because I do try to get as much information as I possibly can.
Okay.
If you want to do it over the phone, I can get information over the phone and then go back and I can get back with you. Usually within a day, I can get back with you. Um, if you want to meet in person, we can go through and I'll get your information over the in person. Then I'll go back. I'll work, work with the quote and everything like that. If I need any other information than what I've gathered, I'll definitely give you a call back, tell you what I need, and then go ahead, run the quote, and let you know what I have for you. Same thing with any of my my products. The auto, home, and life insurance usually those usually take me a day or so to get back, because I have to work through the broker once I submit the information for the quote. Important thing for auto and home, for those looking for auto and home. Again, I had to make another business decision. Normally, I was making doing no charges on having to look up information. If I have to pull your property records or your driving records, if I have to pull those records, it's a $5 fee, and I have a Cash App, and I'm going to have a website where you can pay online. But I ended up having to charge for those because the state started charging my company to pull those. So I had to make a business decision and start charging an extra fee. None of my quotes cost. I don't cost any surcharges or anything like that for any of my quotes. Everything is free. The only thing that I do charge for is if I have to pull your records. So, but you can get your driving records simply by either going online, or you can go to your local DMV and tell them that you need your driving history back to between 5 and 6 years.
Okay. Y'all gathering that? And again, I'm gonna have this on my page. He's on Facebook. He's on his information, his personal information. He's putting his phone number. He said you can message him. You can set up a meeting with him if you need some quotes. Guys, if you know anybody, please share this. Anybody that loved one, we all need to have a meeting before the meeting. And this meeting is with Mr. Donalson. We have to have that meeting. So, like I say, he has his own business. He's reached out on faith, and he has his own company. So let's be supportive of our people. He's a military man. So I want to thank you so much. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm having a real. I want you to come back because I want to.
I'm typing my information in the chat.
Thank you, because I can't see.
I just looked at that down at the corner.
I can't see anything because my computer, my spectrum is down, so I'm on my iPhone. So instead of canceling, I just say let's do it. So I'm right here. So I think I see a chat.
That's my phone number.
Okay, that's you. Okay.
Yep. And usually when I get the messages, I answer up right away. You can text that phone number too, and it'll come to me. And typically I'm back. I'm with you right away. If you call me and you don't get anybody, just leave me a voicemail, and it'll come to me. And I'll get a little email message. Stating that I have a message.
Okay. Okay, you got that, guys? So yes, I appreciate you because I'm struggling.
Your sound just went out. Having trouble hearing you, Lisa. Still can't hear you. She's coming back in. They have they just put a message up saying sorry for the delay. No, still can't hear you.
Incoming call. Press 1 to accept. Press 2 to
Donalson Insurance Group. Oh,
Hey, get off of this camera.
no, she's still in. She's coming back. She's coming back in. They have a technical issue on her end.